in the 10th of July 2021, I had around 750 followers, and that number turned into zero. Literally zero. The way it happened is on that day I was running a 16-hour stream just for the fun of it, because my community reached a channel point goal on my Twitch. And what happened is around an hour or 2 hours in, I was follow botted. Now, if you don't know what follow botting is, basically somebody runs an algorithm that causes someone to gain thousands and thousands of followers, but all of these thousands of followers are fake. They are bot accounts. Now you might be thinking, well, hey, that just ups your number, doesn't it? Yeah, sure, it's all cool like that, but it really isn't. If Twitch finds out that a lot of your followage are bots, then they will think that you are inflating your own account, and that is against Twitch guidelines, so they ban you. So it's necessary that you have to, as a streamer, have to get rid of all these followers, and the way to do that is this website called Commander Root. And so basically this Commander Root website program algorithm thing allows you to fish through all of your followage and find the bots that are following you, and you can run this algorithm that gets rid of them easily. And so that is exactly what I did. I got rid of all those follow bots. Now, if you remember one thing about Twitch in 2021 is that hate raids and follow bots were running rampant that year. And prior to the 10th of July, I already had a few more follow bots like that happened often. And so I got fed up. Not only did I remove the followers that were bots, I decided to block them all as well. So cool thing about blocking accounts on Twitch is that if they're following you and you block them, the followage stops. The block forces them to unfollow you. So when you get rid of accounts that follow you, there are certain criteria you have to fill out in this Commander Root website, and you have to do it very meticulously. You have to do it very carefully. In my hubris, in feeling good in doing the 16-hour stream and just getting started, I successfully blocked all the follow bots, but I managed to block all of my other followers as well. And like I said, when you block someone, it also forces them to unfollow you. So I went from 740 to 50 followers to literally zero. And felt bad. But when it happened, I had to do the stream. I had to do the 16-hour challenge, and I did, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people stayed, did the 16 hours with me, and that was the stream. At the end of the stream, I had 80 followers, because a lot of people saw the announcement I made on my Discord that I did a big boo-boo, and they re-followed me. And since that 10th of July 2021, I had been struggling. And in fact, only up till September, October of that year, I was barely scratching 500. Maybe it was probably 400 followers. So it really discouraged me as a content creator to stream, because I had lost everything that I worked for. And then Outside Lands happened. Outside Lands is a music festival that happens here in San Francisco every year. Normally it happens in August, but due to COVID, they pushed back the date to have a more safer date for things to brighten up a bit. And they decided to do it on a Halloween weekend. It worked quite well. I thought it'd be really fun to stream it, and I did. So on the Friday Outside Lands stream, I had an average amount of viewers that I normally do. People came in. We had a lot of fun memories. There were a lot of fun things going on. There's a couple. Is that dude a traffic cone? There are multiple traffic cones. Please, that's so good. Oh my god. Why is there a kid here? We saw a couple of bands. I streamed them. That's probably against DMCA and stuff, but I did it anyway. And it was all normal, and it was really fun streaming it. The next day, Saturday, was that all over again. I had a couple of people that I wanted to see in the first 4 hours. Oh, and yeah, and it's only the first 4 hours because my power in my portable charger was not going to suffice for the entire like 10-hour festival. So I only decided to stream for the first 4 hours. On the third hour of Saturday, someone came into my chat, completely random person. He was new to the community, and said, "Hey, are you gonna see Melanie Martinez?" And I said, no. In fact, I don't even know who that is. Can you tell me a little bit about Melanie Martinez? And so this person starts telling me about the artist and what genre she is and what kind of music she makes. And apparently, a couple of other people in my stream that were already there, that were already part of the community, was also like, "Oh yeah, Melanie Martinez, yeah, I really like her stuff. I really like her vibe and all that." And because my community, some people in my community liked Melanie Martinez, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm seeing anyone around that time frame, so I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the main stage where Melanie Martinez was going to play. The time was around 3 o'clock, and Melanie Martinez was going live at 3:40. Within this 40-minute time frame, a couple of people came in and was like, "Are you gonna watch Melanie Martinez?" And I was like, yeah. She's showing at like 3:35, 3:40. I'm gonna head over there in a little bit, and we're gonna go watch her. I think it'll be fun. This is my first time hearing her stuff. And the new people are, "Oh, cool, awesome, yeah." A few more people come in. "Are you gonna watch Melanie Martinez?" Yeah. And then more people and more people. So as more and more Melanie Martinez fans kept flooding my chat, I was like, why are they coming here? Why are people knowing where I am and going and tuning into my stream? Apparently, the main live stream Outside Lands was running. They were not live streaming Melanie Martinez. So the crybabies were, I guess, upset about that and were scrambling to try and see their idol, their artist, their musician. And people found me, and they just kept flooding the stream, bro. It was insane. Okay. Also, Jada, Zen, put it on slow mode for like 1 minute. 1 minute slow mode, okay? Now, normally, I average around a humble 10 to 15 concurrent viewers. You know, that's my average amount of people who like to stick around in my streams. When it was around, I would say 25 minutes till Melanie Martinez was on stage, was performing, I hit around 50 to 75 people in stream watching me. And that 50 became 500. And by 3:30, I had 2,000 people come into my stream because Melanie Martinez was going to perform. And I was like, holy crap, Melanie Martinez's fan base is insane. And so I went up to the main stage, and with 10 minutes left on the clock of Melanie going on stage, my internet starts like pooping out on me. The data that I was using started to like really blunder. And I was panicking. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose all these people. I'm gonna let like thousands of people down. Mind you, we hit around 3,000 people up until this point. And so I kept reassuring it'll all be okay. I just gotta find a spot that'll be, you know, less crowded with phone data, you know, just like being used everywhere, because I think that's what was going on. The amount of people, the amount of phones that were being used in that area was like making the data overall super bad. And I remember in the beginning of the of each festival, it would always be okay where I was walking. The data would always be fine. But no, there are so many people around like 3:30. So I had to lower my bitrate. I had to lower like the frames per second, and that was just enough. But to reassure that I wouldn't poop out on everyone, I had to go to like the stands, to like the VIP stands, because I bought VIP. I had to zoom in, and that's how I streamed it. That's how I streamed Melanie Martinez. Another thing about the Crybaby fan base is that a lot of them are based in South America, Latin America. Nobody was speaking English. Everybody was speaking Portuguese, Spanish. I just couldn't. But I was like, mods, we're gonna have to turn on subscriber mode. And so that's what I did. And I thought that that was gonna lose a lot of people. But no, we only gained another 1,000. We only gained another 1,000. We got up to 4,000 people. So that was great. In the peak of the Melanie Martinez performance, we nearly reached 5,000 concurrent viewers for the entirety of the Melanie Martinez performance. And throughout all this time, I was gaining followers. When Melanie Martinez finished performing, as expected, the views dropped. But there was a concurrent of like 300 that was sticking around for like, I guess, the marlosaur after show. And they were sticking around, and it was really nice to see them stick around. At the end of all that, after I ended stream, we were going to end on a high note. We ended the stream. I checked how many people followed me. I was at 400 to 500 followers. When I checked, I was at 1.3k followers. Streaming Melanie Martinez had not only allowed me to surpass my goal for that year, but allowed myself to recover all that progress I had made before. I had gained 700 to 800 followers that day. And that was wild. Now, I've talked in length that you shouldn't measure your success off of numbers, especially with numbers and just things in general that you can't control, because that's bad for your mental health and that's bad for your motivation. But, I couldn't help but, feel good about myself. I couldn't help but feel happy that I had recovered from the 10th of July incident. And now, quickly, I know I'm going back and forth a lot, but going back to the whole, you shouldn't measure your success based off of numbers and stuff. This is why you don't do that, okay? The following day, the last day of Outside Lands, there was only we were back to normal. There was an influx, a short influx of Melanie Martinez fans, a short influx of crybabies that came into our chat that were asking, "Are you showing Melanie Martinez?" I had to regretfully say no. Obviously, that was yesterday. There was a huge confusion that I was live streaming her because she was actually that Sunday performing in Anaheim. in Southern California. I was in NorCal. I was in Northern California. And also another reason why people thought that I was streaming her was because a lot of these crybabies tweeted me out and advertised that I was going live on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. And so kind of like that the residual advertisement from the day before was carrying on to the next day. And so in that influx, we went up to 100 people, and I was like, "Wow, is this gonna be my concurrence now?" No, we were back to normal. I think it being the last day, we had 5+ more usual, so 20 people, and well, yeah, that's that. that's exactly the reason why you never measure success based off of numbers. Out of the 800 people that followed me that day, probably one of them stayed. 2 of them stayed for the following day and for, honestly, only following weeks to come. There were a couple of those followers from that day, from that festival, that came back all the way up till today, but they never stayed. And of course, that's not my fault. It's their decision, It's their decision. So yeah, that concludes my tutorial on how to gain 800 followers in a span of 30 minutes. That concludes how I gained all my followers back and then some more from this great purge that happened. To those of you who stuck around to now, to this part of the video, thank you for watching the entire video. Last time, I asked you guys to say "come" in the comments. Nobody did. Either because you guys didn't want to say "come" or because you guys just didn't get that far. Feels bad. I'll try again. If you have reached the end of this video, say poo poo pee pee. Yeah, that's right. Say poo poo pee pee to prove that you've gone all the way down here. It's a little bit more tame than come. I realize that's kind of weird. So poo poo pee pee. And if you haven't subscribed yet, it very much helps me. It inflates my ego a little bit more. If you want to help me in doing so, please do so. Especially clicking that like button. Yeah, makes me feel really good about myself. Yeah. Of course, that's all a joke. It's all a joke. It doesn't. It just supports me because you are a nice human being. That's it. Anyway, I've overstayed my conclusion. Thank you.